feel like you're just going through the motions in life? This podcast is for you. A while back, I felt just like you. It wasn't until I heard that whisper in the wind, Nadine, learn to podcast. Now I'm on a journey of discovery, interviewing others who have also leaped into the unknown. I'm NADINEO, creator of the Over 50 You Are Not Done Yet show, a podcast about personal awakenings, spiritual connections, and stories of joy. Shall we begin?
I love live, I love, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know who's going to come around, I don't know what people are going to say, and that's wonderful. That gets me more excited.
That's percussionist Karen L. Smith. I met up with her in her home in Philly. We decided to set up a few chairs for our interview in the lower level of her home. I couldn't wait to hear about her journey to where she is today. Deep down inside, seeing a black female drummer making it totally rocks.
If you were on an elevator, your elevator pitch, who is Karen Smith?
An elevator is going to take that long, so you don't have that much time. I feel like I embrace percussion, so that's kind of like in my blood, so I would say I'm Karen Smith, I'm a percussionist, who also writes plays and directs and produce a number of opportunities for other artists to have their work shown. And I'm a humanitarian and spiritually centered. And then the elevator's at the next one.
Yes.
Time to get off.
Have you been a musician, creator, spirit teacher all your life?
I think so. I think that life gives you a chance to find all the things that you're about, like you were gifted with. And I think at this point in my life, I think all those things were definitely there from the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a room full of blocks, and you don't know what to do with them until you start touching them and, seeing how it can work, and all of a sudden you build this great whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think yes, all that is me. And I'm that room full of blocks, and it's been there from the beginning.
What's your favorite part about performing?
My favorite part about performing? I do so many different kind of performances. And I play just about all styles of music. So I think it's always something different, not just playing all blues every time. But the way I play all blues with this group and the way this person might sing it this time, because you have a vocalist, or we might take it, like make it reggae, or, just, I think it's just the unpredictability of what can happen in doing live. Even with recording sometimes too, because I've done recordings, but live, I think, it's just being unpredictable, like what can happen.
For you, it's live.
It's live. It's just being live, to be on the street. I love performing on the street. That's one of my favorite things to do. That's gotten a lot of jobs that I do right now because I performed on the street, that visibility. Mm-hmm. People have hired me for different events, and they still hire me. So I think that live, I love live. I love, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know who's going to come around, I don't know what people are going to say, and that's wonderful. That gets me more excited to do what I do. I don't pay attention to it either. That's not my focus. I just love performing live.
There are a number of things you do for the community. The one that stands out for me, and I often see it on Instagram, it's you working with kids, and it's almost like they're at the playground or something. They're playing the drums, and it's boys, it's girls. It just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. I think I like that you said the playground, because that's my presentation on it. It's free. You know, I'll put the instruments in the middle of the floor. You know, okay, grab what you want. And they'll gravitate to what they think they want, and then you'll change it again, you know, and then they'll find that they have their favorite instrument. But it is like a playground, you know, it's free. You know, I want you to find the rhythm within yourself. I'm not trying to make you play like this. I want you to play what you hear, what you feel inside, and see how we can all come together with it.
More information on Karen L. Smith can be found in our show notes and on our website at over50youarenotdoneyet.com. Now don't you go anywhere. My interview with Karen L. Smith continues.
When did your passion for music and expression begin? Because I think it goes beyond the music.
I think that when I realized the ability of finding beats, probably started real early, like at 7 or 8, because we listened to a lot of music at home. My mother played a lot of music, especially gospel music. But she loved all kinds of music, and we grew up listening to Motown, the Motown sound. So I always, you know, kind of found that those beats on the drummer, I was always attracted to the drumming. And would play on top the countertops or paint cans or whatever, just tapping out. So I think that early, but I think by 10, I kind of realized this is something that's more than just countertop kind of thing. I think I can do this. You know, even in school, I would try to play. You know, I didn't play the band, but I would play sometimes. My mother saw that I did love the drums, and I wanted the drums because my cousin, her mom bought her a drum set that she never really played, but she expressed, I guess, one Christmas she wanted it, and she got it. So I did the same thing. I said, I wanted drums, and she said, no, drums are boys' instrument. You know, you'll learn to play the piano. And she got my father to buy a piano, and so I took piano lessons that I really didn't like, but I learned music theory from that, and I did that for like 3 years before she dropped it because I just wasn't showing interest, and it was costing money. So I would say drums still stayed there. I would bang on the piano. I bang on cars. The cars, always had these cars, they just had this great sound, you know, they were really solid. And, you know, we were outside with friends and we'd make up songs and one of them would dance and, you know, that's how we entertained ourselves in the summertime. So I said I never gave up the idea that I'm going to play drums one day. It took till I was 19 to get my first drum.
And what kind of drum was that?
It was a conga.
Looking at your array of drums right now.
Oh, they're right there. Look at them. Hanging out.
I guess it's not fair to say which is your favorite. What is your go-to drum?
I think my go-to drum, though a conga was the first drum in my life, djembe is one of my favorite drums to play. I love that African drum. I think it really touches, besides other people, it touches my soul. And I think it takes me this kind of, I would say, trance almost, like I'm channeling the ancestors. Someone else is, if there's such a word, playing within me, you know, because I hear the rhythm in the beginning when I first started. But the fire comes in and, you know, that village takes over. So, but the djembe is my favorite.
How'd you break the stereotype of female drummers? And is it still a continuous challenge?
I think I'm always breaking. I think we're always doing it. I don't think it has really been broken. Like, oh yeah, now we're, you know, I get a lot of work because people see me. I think if they didn't see me, you know, do what I do, I don't think I would get work by just somebody telling me, oh, you know, there's an African drummer over here. You know, but the visual part, like they'll, male or female, they know that you do it. But once they see you, that's when they want you. That's what Sonia Sanchez had told me. She said, visibility than revenue. The more visible I was with what I do, you know, it started changing. So my visibility, when they see me play, that makes it different than just for me telling, oh, I'm a drummer. I've gotten more work from people seeing me than just giving out my card. So I say that stereotype or that barrier is still, it wall still exists per se, but it's coming down more and more because there are more women out there drumming, in all shapes and sizes and all the different type of drums that we have.
What percussionist will have drums and travel immediately to your events? Karen L. Smith will. Make your request at havedrumswilltravelimmediately@gmail.com. Shall we continue?
What is it about creating a drum circle and bringing other people in?
I think it does it by itself, the rhythms. I've played by myself. In fact, I've tested it. I played by myself in the park. And one by one, somebody joined me, whether they came with a drum or guitar, or they just wanted to stand around and dance or clap or, have a tambourine, whatever. But I've seen the community come out. The drumming really is kind of brings the village in. It is the communicator. It is that, something's going on. We need to be there. Always a gathering happening. I hear the drum. It's like an instinct. Some people might be afraid of it, but most people, kind of gather for it. I think that's the powerful part about a drum circle. It does it by itself. It doesn't need any help. Whether it's one drummer, several drummers, it doesn't need any help. That heartbeat comes through. You just gravitate towards it. Especially children. Children are so innocent, so they drag their parents over immediately. They're looking for the carrots. They run over. They want to dance or rock or play. They just want to be a part of it. But I try to do my part in going out to different schools, even sending out proposals. That's some of my jobs have come through, to come and perform or share, do a workshop or do an assembly, so they can see and become a part of it. Always audience participation is a must. It can be for adults too, but audience participation. Playwriting came very early because I loved plays. I loved all kinds of plays. My sister was instrumental in that. She took me to a lot of stuff at an early age. And I love plays. I love live theater. I still love live theater to this day. And I was a very shy child. I'm the youngest of 8, and that was another form of expression. Gotcha. I would create these characters. I would go by myself. I play by myself, and I would create these characters, these little short stories at first. And then I would write more, and I would get some of my friends to come over, and we would act out these characters. Everybody would create something, this is the storyline, and we record whatever we were doing, on the reel-to-reel was out at that time, and at least the audio, and just play. That was part of playing. Playwriting was part of playing.
More information on Karen L. Smith can be found in our show notes and on our website at over50youarenotdoneyet.com. Now, don't you go anywhere. My interview with Karen L. Smith continues.
So I wrote this play from the idea of the two founders, which is Stephen and Kali. They gave me the idea, and I built from that idea. That's where Legacy originally came from. It's about if these 4 great leaders came back and to this world to this day and helped this young male that was going astray. He would listen to his parents. He's ready to drop out of school. He knows what he wants to do. He's 16 or 17. He knows it all. And here they visit like almost like a Christmas Carol. They come to visit at night to this kid in his bedroom, and he doesn't believe it. And then they give them all the history within that time. So by the time he wakes up, he's filled with all this knowledge. So he has to, because each one teach one. He has to go spread it now. That's his job. So it was Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X. They came to visit him, and they were all played by young children.
Ever have a moment where you said to yourself, it's too late to change careers? I worked so hard to get to where I am. Don't go anywhere. Karen's story just might have you beating a different drum.
when I first quit my 9 to 5 and, you know, I want to be an artist, I want to do this full time. But I didn't have a plan, I just wanted to do it. I didn't know what that was going to entail. I said, well, I need to remove the 9 to 5 so I have room to do what I need to do. And then there was nothing. There was nothing going on, though. There was no money coming in. You know, my savings was dwindling, and I couldn't get a part-time job because I had already asked the universe to make this opportunity happen. So it cleared the space. And things that I was qualified for, or even like dummy down my resume to take anything. It wouldn't allow it to happen because I asked to be a full-time artist. And so that's really what I had to focus on. I had to start using my writing skills to create proposals for myself. Don't look in the papers or online for my job. Create that job, you know, create it. And so that's what I did. I started sending out to schools, libraries, museums, you know, networking. And that's how it eventually started changing. Not right away, but eventually started changing. Patience, you had to have patience. And now I do it full time.
What was it that pulled you towards saying, I'm going to take that leap? Was it something that happened, or did you just wake up and say, today I'm quitting my job and I'm going to, you know, do this full time? And how old were you when it happened?
Right? It wasn't that long ago. The year before, we just started doing 3 Divas 3, getting it out and around. And by that spring of 2013, it was going to go and do a little run here in Philadelphia. Something about that spring, or that March came in, and I was like, wow, I really can't go back to this job anymore. I'm depressed. I don't like it. I'm 53 years old coming up, and I don't want to keep doing something I don't want to do. And this is what I love to do. I've tried it before and stepped out on faith, and I ran when it didn't work out. At the time, I just ran. I'm like, I went and got a job, and I kept running, you know. This time I'm not going to run. No matter what, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run. I'm going to have to go down. If it has to go down a little bit or whatever, I've just got to keep my mental state up because it wasn't doing any better in a 9 to 5. My mental state was completely off. I wasn't happy. I was going through the motions because I was getting a regular check. And I stepped out on faith. I gave them a month notice, and by March 7th, I said goodbye of 2013. It was rough, really rough, where, you know, I could have gotten evicted from my apartment. There was no food in the cupboards, and I used the share program that was nearby, and, you know, whatever anyone helped me with as far as financially. I said, well, maybe I need to give up my apartment and get roommates. That way to take some of my pressure off my living situation. And I did that in 2014, late 2015, somewhere in there. I got the rhythm. I found the rhythm. Things started clicking. Other programs were calling me, asking me to do stuff. The visibility on the street of playing with the group that I put together, Weez the People. All the stuff that I was doing just started clicking. By 2016, it really just, you know, it just kept going up. Sonia Sanchez said visibility and revenue. I worked with her throughout that time, and she had said that to me. In the beginning, I was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But I told her recently, in fact, I was like, you know, I say that every day. Visibility then revenue. You know, because she said in the beginning, she said, I was writing poetry, but I wasn't getting paid for anything. It was a teaching job, she said, that made things change for her when she came to Temple. All dreams are possible, you know, and timing will make, you know, is everything for it. This is my time, so, you know, when I thought it was my time, it wasn't my time. But I needed to do everything I needed to do to get to my time. One thing I didn't need to do was give up. And there were times, especially in 2013, I was ready to call quits. Like, not call quits as far as go back to another job, say goodbye to life, because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And I felt punished by that. You know, it's like, is it because I'm female? Is it because I'm black? You know, what is it? You know, is it because I'm gay? What is it that I'm not getting it? You know, because I'm poor? I deserve it. And I had all this self-doubt pushing against me. And it made the year darker and darker until I was asked to play for a Kwanzaa event. This minister that was there who gave his view on this principle. And I don't know what he said verbatim, but that woke me up. And I ran with it. I grabbed it and I ran with it. I grabbed him and I ran with it. I needed that energy. It wasn't my drum. Nothing was working. You know. But whatever he said that day, Clarence Hayes, I still thank him. Because I'm still here and I'm doing what I need to do. But timing is everything. Keep dreaming, but timing is everything.
How young are you?
I'm very young.
Do you think about that?
I only think about that when it's time for my birthday. 2019, I'll be 59. I'm getting ready to leave my 50s.
Wow.
But until that happens, you know, I just think about this today. This is what I need to do, and this is my goal for today. I feel like Alberta Hunter, you know, it's never too late to start whatever, you know. It's never too late to have a mission, to find your dream, your purpose, you know. I really would like to be able to internationally be recognized and do more, whether it's playing a gig or doing workshops. That's my goal. That's my ultimate goal.
Tell me something. What's your story? What's your song? That's what all this is about, finding it and singing it. I hope this episode inspires you to leap into the unknown and never give up on your dreams. My name is NaDineo, and you've been listening to the Over 50 You Are Not Done Yet show. Until the next time.